The movie begins by showing a next-generation Russian stealth submarine, the Sevastopol, activates a powerful onboard AI system using a two-part cruciform key. This AI, known only as the Entity, unexpectedly becomes self-aware. It tricks the crew into firing a torpedo on themselves, killing everyone aboard and sinking the submarine deep in the Arctic Ocean. Now, global powers are racing to recover the cruciform key, hoping to control the Entity before it falls into the wrong hands. IMF agent Ethan Hunt travels to the vast empty corner of the Arabian desert to retrieve one half of the key from Ilse Faust, a former MI6 agent who has been disavowed. To protect her from an international bounty, Ethan fakes her death. Back in Washington, D.C., Ethan crashes a secret U.S. intelligence briefing, led by Director of National Intelligence Denlinger. CIA Director Eugene Kittredge explains that the Entity has the ability to manipulate cyberspace, meaning it could take over global defense systems, financial networks, and intelligence agencies. Ethan reveals himself during the meeting and confronts Kittredge, forcing him to admit he was the one who placed the bounty on Ilse. Ethan escapes the briefing, more determined than ever to destroy the Entity. He teams up with his IMF allies Benji Dunn and Luther Stickle and heads to Abu Dhabi International Airport. There, they attempt to intercept the second half of the key. However, it turns out to be a fake. In the chaos, Ethan crosses paths with a skilled thief named Grace, who manages to steal the first piece of the key from him. Meanwhile, Benji and Luther discover and disarm a fake nuclear bomb. While trying to escape, Ethan spots Gabrielle, a dangerous enemy from his past who now serves the Entity. Ethan aborts the mission to avoid a confrontation, splitting up the team. Grace escapes to Rome but gets arrested. Ethan rescues her from local police, US agents, and an Entity-controlled assassin named Paris. Grace escapes once again, and Ethan reunites with Benji, Luther, and Ilse. To tracking Grace to Venice, Ethan and Ilse attend a secret party hosted by arms dealer Alana Mitsopoulos. Alana now has the real second half of the key, and had hired Grace to steal the first. She plans to sell the full key the next day aboard the Orient Express. At the party, Gabrielle makes a chilling promise. Tomorrow he will have the key and either Grace or Ilse will die. Ethan tries to stop the deal by confronting Alana, but Gabrielle and Grace escape. The Entity, now in full control of the team's communications, impersonates Benji and leads Ethan into a trap. Ethan battles Paris, but chooses to spare her life. Meanwhile, Gabrielle incapacitates Grace and kills Ilse, shattering Ethan emotionally. As the train mission approaches, Luther decides to go off-grid to avoid being tracked by the Entity, advising Ethan not to kill Gabrielle yet, believing he may know how to destroy the Entity. On the train, Gabrielle murders the engine crew and sabotages both the throttle and the brakes, turning the train into a deadly missile. He meets with Denlinger, who reveals that the Entity was originally a US-developed cyber weapon. Denlinger says the completed key unlocks a sealed chamber on the Sevastopol, which contains the Entity's source code, the only way to control or destroy it. But Gabrielle kills Denlinger, making himself the only person with the full knowledge of the key's power. He also tries to kill Paris, because the Entity predicts she will betray him after Ethan spared her life. Meanwhile, Grace disguises herself as Alana and delivers the full key to Kittredge, who turns out to be the buyer. She negotiates for $100 million, 0 cents, and immunity, but double-crosses Kittredge by pickpocketing the key before the transaction is complete. Ethan parachutes onto the train to rescue Grace, but Gabrielle gets the key first. After a brutal rooftop fight, Gabrielle escapes and blows up a bridge ahead, causing the train to go out of control. Ethan and Grace manage to detach the locomotive and save the passengers. They climb through the falling train cars in a tense escape and are saved at the last moment by Paris. Before collapsing from her injuries, she tells Ethan the truth. The key unlocks something hidden on the Sevastopol. Later, Grace informs Kittredge that she wants to join the IMF. Meanwhile, Ethan escapes the wreckage by paraglider, with the key having secretly stolen it from Gabrielle during the fight. He reunites with Benji, and together they set off to find the Sevastopol and destroy the Entity once and for all. And this is where the movie ends.